stuff. Thanks, groovy guys. Got the groovy guys this morning. Awesome. Welcome. Hey! Welcome. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living Cultural Coast. I'm Theresa, and we have a fun day planned, a fun morning. I don't know, there'll be some tears and laughter from me anyway, so hope you enjoy yourself. Thanks for coming. I am profoundly grateful for this teaching. Profoundly grateful for this teaching. And I am profoundly grateful to each one of you that show up, whenever you show up, whatever Sunday it happens to be, or whatever class it happens to be in, so I can do this thing that I'm called to do. You know, that's where I'm at with it. So I'm filled with gratitude this morning. I'm verklempt. And together, when we do this work together, man, we are powerful individuals and we make an impact on this world, and that's what I want to talk about today. Because there's no limit. There's no limit. There's no limit to this thing called life. It's what we make of it. And that's what I know. And so this year, we're honed in on living everyday wonder. We're honed in to seeing just how we can experience life freer, fuller in every area of our lives. So I'm going to ask Diana to come up and talk with you for a minute. Do you remember the Wonder Wheel? I presented it to you in January. Come on up, Diana, and take this mic. Listen in. I've got some copies of the Wonder Wheel over on the table if you've lost yours.
The Wonder Wheel. Good morning, I'm Diana. So on January 9th, Rev T gave us this Wonder Wheel, and it is split up like a pie in all the different areas of our life. And each month, if you've been here in the building or out there love streaming with us, you know each month has had a different heading that equals one of these slices of pie. Y'all like pie? I love pie. So it made it fun, right? Because it's pie. So each month we ate a different slice of pie of our life. When we were first handed these, we were instructed to circle a little spot of 1 to 10 of where we were on the Wonder Wheel in each area of life. About 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks, we had completed a class with Rev T about making decisions. Wonderful class. I suggest you take it if you have an opportunity. After I've completed that class, I just happened to pass by this paper, and I thought, I'm going to see how I'm doing on my Wonder Wheel. So I sat down, and I made new dots on my Wonder Wheel. And look how much I improved. I was like, yay me.
Yeah,
right?
you. Yay, you.
And yeah, celebrate, right? Celebrate the ones that are great, because some of them go backwards. Because life is just chaotic like that, right? We only had one go backward, so we won't focus on that one. We're going to focus on all the other ones that went forward. And you know how they go forward? When you come out of the shadows in your life and you step into the sunshine, something has to happen. If nothing else, at least you'll get a little suntan, right? Okay, so on January 9th, Rev T gave us this Wonder Wheel of all the different ways that our lives could become magical. The next Sunday, she taught us how to engage. And that was deeply moving for me. And this is what I got from it, because I went home and I looked up the word engage. To engage in life, engage defined as to offer something or back a cause or an aim, to expose oneself, to risk for something in order to attain something of a different end, to provide an occupation, to hold one's attention, to deal with at length, to participate fully, to come together committed to a cause. So I thought, wow, that's a lot of stuff, right? I'm going to just jump right in. And I did, head first. I gobbled up every book I could find, using a lot of the titles she would give us each Sunday. I made a commitment that no matter how I felt, I was going to go ahead and get up on Sunday morning and put my clothes on, and I was going to be here in this room, because it's so much of a difference to be in this room than when I got to watch out there on YouTube. I was stuck for a few months. I had never even met these people in person. And the very first time I came here, I knew I could never not come here again. There is something different about being out there watching and being in here watching, because there's a little verse in the Bible that says to forsake not the assembling, because there's something magical that happens when you bring your energy and you bring your energy and you bring yours, and Rev T is power packed and ready to load. There's something magical that happens in this room that cannot be denied. And you can't feel it on the other side of that screen like we do in this room. Yeah. It exponentially magnifies itself, and you can feel it settling down on top of you, and it fills you. And you're ready to take those skills that you learn and walk out into life and engage. Not just partially participating, but engaging even when you put yourself vulnerable. Even when you put yourself out there and you know there's a possibility that you could get hurt and you could be crushed, but I'm going to engage and I'm going to do it anyway, because it makes a difference. And you can live that life full of wonder every day. Come and be with us. Keep smiling, keep living, keep giving it all you've got. Engage completely. And I didn't read everything I had, but engage in the beauty of assembling together. Engage in play. Engage in spiritual learning. Engage in your relationships with one another. Grow and bloom. Engage in the new experiences of deepening your spiritual journey. I love each one of you. Namaste. We shall play.
I have nothing else to say. Actually, what I'm going to invite you to do is let's go into prayer. Let's go into prayer and feel that divine spark, that energy, that excitement that resides within each one of us. And damn it, if it wasn't just touched, I don't know. I don't even know. I pray it was. Breathe into that space within each one of us that is limitless. That is not defined by anything on the outside of us. It is not defined by our past. It is not defined by who people think we are. It is not defined by anything in the realm of condition or circumstance. That which is within, that which moves in, as and through, and has its being within, is from that infinite, invisible realm of all good, all God, whatever we choose to call it. Source, creative intelligence, energy, the divine one, spirit, living spirit. That is the energy that flows in, as, and through each one of us. And so right here, right now, join me in laying down anything that gets in the way of that freedom of flow. Anything that would diminish, that would squash, that would make it small. Let it go into the nothingness from where it came. There is one life. That life is God's life. That life is good, and that life is my life now. Claim that. This is the truth of what I know for myself and for each one of us here, for everyone out there in TV land. This is what I know. Spirit has multiplied and diversified itself and called it Jennifer and David and Pam and Janet and John, and Evan, and Truman, and Matthew, and Bobby, Mark, Jackie, Sky, Audrey. Every one of us, every single one of us, that unique, divine, authentic, intelligent, showing itself brilliantly and beautifully. I look upon God right here and right now, and I am in awe. I affirm that it continues to shine itself brightly, unimpeded, and so it does, and so it is. Amen. I guess I should introduce you, except for I do believe everybody knows this gentleman right here, Hal and Bob, my beloved. And then right next to him is Matthew Frost, another beloved of this community and of the greater Sarasota. And together they got some cool stuff for us to help us celebrate this morning.
Yeah, I feel so blessed. I get to play with Matthew today. So we're going to back each other up, and we're starting with the Eddie Watkins song called "Walking with Spirit." There's some answers, phrases here. If you want to sing along, please jump in and do it with us. Well, I'm walking with Spirit, and I'm talking to Spirit, and I'm learning from Spirit, and I'm turning to Spirit. Well, I'm growing through Spirit, and it's showing through Spirit. I'm walking with Spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking with Spirit, and I'm talking to Spirit. Well, I'm learning from Spirit, and I'm turning to Spirit. Well, I'm growing through Spirit, and it's showing through Spirit. I'm walking with Spirit in front of me. When I find myself in one of those situations that's leading to some kind of drama or confirmation, I go within, I get plugged into my friend before it's too late. I put Spirit in front of me to make the crooked places straight. That's why I'm walking with Spirit, and I'm talking to Spirit, and I'm learning from Spirit, and I'm turning to Spirit. Well, I'm growing through Spirit, and it's showing through Spirit. Well, I'm walking with Spirit in front of me. When I find myself in one of those situations, don't know what to do, and I have no explanation, I go within, I get plugged in for a revelation. 10 times out of 9, things will work out fine without my exasperation. That's why I'm walking with Spirit, and I'm talking to Spirit, and I'm learning from Spirit, and I'm turning to Spirit. Well, I'm growing through Spirit, and it's showing through Spirit. Well, I'm walking with Spirit in front of me. I'm walking with Spirit, and I'm talking talking to spirit, and I'm learning from spirit, and I'm turning to spirit. Well, I'm growing through spirit, and it's showing through spirit. I'm walking with spirit in front of me. Sing it one more time. Well, I'm walking with spirit, and I'm talking with spirit, and I'm growing from spirit, and it's showing through spirit. Well, I'm learning through spirit, and I'm turning through spirit. I'm walking with spirit in front of me. Well, I'm walking with spirit in front of me. Walking with spirit in front of me. Oh, yeah.
Good morning, everyone. Mike Rosario, and I'm compelled this morning to share this reading with you by a much powerful source than myself, and that's the Reverend Theresa. Thank you for the opportunity. As Reverend Theresa says, this philosophy, this healing, and this uplifting way of life is known as the science of mind, and it's very powerful. So I want to share this little piece with you, written by Ernest Holmes. Just the first line really inspires me. Through divine intelligence, I become an outstanding individual. Through divine intelligence, I become an outstanding individual. The fullness of experience is mine. I have no fear of taking the initiative. I do not limit the possibilities of my future to anything that has happened in the past. I do not limit the possibilities of my future to anything that has happened in the past. I've done that. No more. I realize that I exist at the standpoint of limitless opportunities for self-expression. I am the center of consciousness in life. I am the center of consciousness in life. Very powerful. I am myself an individual, a person, a reality. I am one with people and one with events. I have no fear of expressing myself. I do not seek to imitate others or live from the resource of anything other than my own nature, because all wisdom, guidance, and power is mine now. I welcome the opportunity to live fully, freely, and joyfully. I accept the fullness of life in this moment. I believe in myself. Within me is the source of knowledge, of inspiration, and of guidance. This is what you discover when you practice this philosophy. I put myself and any cares I may have in the hands of the divine intelligence. I release all sense of worry or anxiety. And with these truths, I wish you move forward to enhance your life. And so it is. Thank you.
I got to do a tune for my mom here. She always wanted to hear this one. Hopefully it goes okay. Went to go write the lyrics down yesterday. My phone died in the middle of it, and I was like, I don't need that. I can just remember them. So, but we'll see. If I don't, please help me. But this is an old tune by the band they called the Impressions from the 60s, which was Curtis Mayfield was the brainchild of that band. And you will know this one, People Get Ready. It's been covered a lot. And it sounds just like a simple gospel tune, kind of, when you listen to it. But at the time, it was way more than that. It was kind of a war song, and it was the warriors of the spiritual revolution, the ones that were trying to help people and give people rights and everything. They were literally going into battle and getting bludgeoned and firebombed and splashed with hoses and everything you can think of. And this was the song that they loved most, one of them, in that at that time. And this is the Curtis Mayfield tuning here. That's pretty joyful. I don't know. He always tuned his guitar like that, and he did it throughout. Even the funk stuff in the '70s. That's his thing. So check it out.
People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no tickets. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. You don't need no tickets. You just get on board. People get ready. There's a train to Jordan, picking up passengers from coast to coast. Faith is the key. Oh, climb aboard it. There's so much room for those love most of all. So people get ready. There's a train coming, picking up passengers from coast to coast. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket now. You just get on board. Play something. There ain't no room here for the hopeless sinner. That would hurt all mankind just to save his own. Have pity on them whose chances grow thinner. There ain't no hiding from the kingdom come. People get ready. There's a train coming. You don't need no ticket now. You just get on board. All you need is faith to hear the diesels humming. Don't need no ticket now. You just get on board. People get ready. There's a train coming, picking up passengers from coast to coast. on your nearest fire. Climb aboard it. Don't need no ticket now. You just thank the Lord. You just thank the Lord. You just thank the Lord.
Thank you so much.
Oh, man. Oh, man. I don't even know what. I know. Jeez. Holy cow. I'm crying. I'm crying over here. So beautiful, Matthew. Thank you so much. Bobby, thank you. Thank you. It's no accident that he was here today when I wanted to celebrate. I love you. Thank you. So, September 18th, 1992 was my little baby girl's 3rd birthday. It was also my 10th wedding anniversary of my first marriage. And it was also the first time I walked into a New Thought community. It was the first time I walked into a place like this that talked about things like this and celebrated in this way. It was the first time. It was an auditorium. It was packed. Packed, every seat, hundreds of people, every seat, hundreds of people. Sharon Scott sang Amazing Grace. Whew. Whew. I could not breathe. Jeff Lance was on the grand piano on that stage. And Reverend David Owen Ritz spoke to my soul, and I was never the same again. Never the same. I reached out to Reverend David, and I want to read you his response. I have a roll of paper towels up here because I forgot a hanky, so pardon me, it's a little tacky. That's okay. OMG, 30 years? Really? That long ago? I am so pleased to be reminded of your 30-year New Thought anniversary and your extraordinary dedication to your ministerial calling. Wow. Good on you. I am very proud of you. Thank you, Mark. I'm owning that. This is a big deal. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. I'm also very glad to learn that your center is up and running and meeting regularly after the pandemic. That's a huge accomplishment. It is a huge accomplishment. Everyone deserves a pat on the back. That's how you know you are truly dedicated in consciousness. Adversity doesn't stop you from your goal and your work. Keep it up. I would love to join you some Sunday soon. I invited him to be here this morning. I've invited him to be here any Sunday morning he wants to come and talk or sit with us or whatever he wants to do. David gets to do it in this house. So, thank you very much for the invitation. And it certainly would be great, and I'm so sorry she's not here this morning, to see Reverend Dixie again. Dixie, I hope you're at home watching. Right now, however, I'm not very mobile. I had an accident a while back and a small stroke recently, and I'm still recovering my full mobility. Perhaps soon. It would be a treat for me. In the meantime, please give my congratulations to your congregation for their very good taste in choosing you as their spiritual leader. And please extend my warmest positive thoughts and affirmations to all. Namaste, Reverend David. Oh, yay! So, I am sure this was just a morning, right? It was a morning that my girlfriend, Kathy, said, I want to take you to this morning. We actually renewed our vows on the beach that afternoon. I had things to do. It was my daughter's birthday. But I said, okay. And as I said, I left a changed person. I am sure every one of us have had a moment where someone said something, or you heard a song, you were at one of Matt's concerts. Something happened, multiple times this has probably happened in your life, and you seized it. And it changed you. And there's other times where you didn't. I want you to ask yourself why. Pay attention to that this morning. Because listen up, living a life of your dreams is about purpose and passion and persistence. And that's what I want to talk about today. It's about persistence. It's about continuing to show up. Remember what we talked about where this whole month, the theme is work. Okay, here's a quote from, you like my new cards? Ha! Yeah, nice, aren't they? The thing, then, works for us by working through us and is us always. There's days where we don't remember that or we don't want to remember that, but it's the truth. So I began volunteering right away because I had to. I had two little kids, 3 and 6.5, and at that time, well, at CPL, if you had children in the youth church, you had to volunteer. So I began volunteering right away. It was years, and I want to see hands or hear you. It was years before I could sing the peace song without crying. Anybody else? Oh yeah, God, it so touched me. I took classes. My first class, I have this story. My first class, I sat in the very back of the room, stadium seating. There must have been 40 people. It was over here on Mound Street. And my first day in that first class, I had scraped together dimes and nickels to give my son for lunch money that day. I didn't have any money. IRS was after us. It was a miserable existence. And I'm hearing people tell stories, and the ministers up there talking about things that were so far from my reality, from my realm of being. I had a hard time relating. And on the last day of that first class, there was a man sitting in the front. Again, I'm still sitting in the back. And he got to get a certificate because he had just finished a series of classes. So he went down to get his certificate. And when he turned around and walked back, I saw those beautiful blue eyes. And I said, he's so spiritual. He's so spiritual. I married that man many years later. Yeah, I know, that was a really good thing. That was a really good thing. I was hearing all kinds of new ideas, lots of new ideas, and I followed the directions pretty perfectly. I'm a type A person. I want to get it right. So I was doing it, I was getting prayer support. Probably got prayer support from you. I know I got prayer support from Julie. I took classes. I was in groups like Namaste circles. Those people are still dear, dear, dear to me in my heart that I knew back then, 30 years ago, that were part of my life. I was volunteering at the time that when I eventually left CPL, I had been in every task. I had done everything. Sure, I had done everything. I helped in every arena. I was engaged, Diana. I was engaged. So 3 years into that journey, I separated with my husband. I was changing, and he wasn't interested at that time in changing. Today, we're dear friends. But our issues became more pronounced as I continued to change. Those issues got bigger. And I was learning, and I was strengthening, and I was listening to that guidance within. And so things were changing for me. But prior to being at CPL, I didn't even know I had a choice. Can you believe that? It's so hard for me to even wrap my mind around that right now, that I literally didn't know I had a choice. I didn't know I had a choice. I thought, well, you made your bed, now you gotta lie in it, right? Yeah, no. Man, this idea of empowerment has rocked my world. It has rocked my world. Then I started doing spiritual counseling with Reverend Karen Wolfson when she came on the scene. And Reverend Karen is now getting ready to retire. She's been at the Center for Spiritual Living Sarasota for 20 years. I was a part of that for 15. And she's retiring next month. So we wish her well, and several of us are going to go to that event. But unknown to me at that time that she was counseling me and praying with me about the divorce and my life and my kids and finances and all those things. I was 31 when I started there. So at this point, I'm 34, right? So it was, it was kind of messy. And unknown to me, she was doing the same with Bobby. He was married, he was getting a divorce, was separated, getting a divorce, and she was prayer counseling with him. 6 years, 3 more years later, 6 years into that journey, she married us. She performed that ceremony. We didn't see that happening. We didn't see it coming. We didn't plan it. I didn't know him when I was in class with him. I never talked to him. I did know where he sat on Sunday mornings, though. Life kept getting better, so I kept showing up. So I know Diana believes in that. How about you? Why wouldn't you show up? Life keeps getting better. It just keeps getting better, So I used this quote on the first Sunday this month. I used it last week. I want to use it again. I love this. Listen deeply. There is an inner urge in our minds to grow, to expand, to break down barriers of previous limitations, and to ever widen our experience. This persistent urge is a divine influence, an irresistible force, and constitutes the greatest impulse in human experience. It's in you. It's in you. Living your dream means a life of purpose. Last week we talked about what that was. If you weren't here, you can go back and listen to that on YouTube or Facebook. Living your dream is a life of purpose, passion, and persistence. My passion is for this teaching. My passion is for seeing people in class go, aha, whoa. My passion is for those tears of joy when somebody has let go of something that had been holding them back, even if it was just a thought. It's a big stinking deal. It's a big deal. I have a passion for seeing people be authentic and free in their expression. I have a passion. And I have persistence. And it's not always been easy. It's not always been easy. Of late, it's not been easy necessarily. The pandemic has not been easy on any of us, has it? It hasn't been easy on any of us. And our ability to work, which again is the energy that we're expending into the world, it's spirit moving through us into the world, our ability to do that has seemed to be a little thwarted, a little limited, a little sidelined, can't do it the way we used to do it, right? Well, in this month's magazine, Reverend Dr. Petra Weldes, who is the senior minister in Dallas, CSL Dallas, has a really awesome article in here. I can't find it right now, doesn't matter. She talks about how difficult it's been. She talked about how after 2 years, they opened their church again, right? They opened their center, and everything was different. Everything was different, you know? It's been different here. We have about a third of the number of people sitting in this room right now. A third. A third the number of people means typically a third the number of money, dollars that comes in, support that comes in. Same thing with volunteers. Yeah? This morning we have coffee and some treats for you. It's the first time since we broke because someone stepped up and said, I can do this. Thank you, Rebecca. It's not just about me, folks. You know, not in the community. It can't be. I can't make the coffee and do this and look good. Just saying. But I suspect, so our needs are different, and I suspect your needs are different. During this time, those of you at home, I get it, your needs are different. But her article reminded me of several things. The thing that's not different is this universal power and presence that we are of, that's moving in and as and through and around us. That's not different. That didn't change. It's the same powerful, creative, intelligent, loving, supportive, joy-filled spirit that it has always been. It hasn't changed a doggone bit. We get in the way of that. Its ability to demonstrate for us the process called law, manifestation, it hasn't changed a bit. So I'm reminded that new ideas are being birthed. This thing, hybrid community, hybrid spirituality, hybrid Sunday morning, you know? We have people sitting in the room and we have people at home. That's a hybrid. Well, that's a new concept. That's a new idea, right? So I'm reminded of those early days at CPL. There were so many new ideas. There were so many new ideas, and my life was charged and ignited and changing and dynamic, and good was coming up all the time. I forget that sometimes. Do you? I kind of forget it when I look some mornings and there's 23 people here and nobody to be at the front door and no coffee. I kind of forget that that power of demonstration didn't change. Petra says in her article, this is our work. Spiritual work is the work. Spiritual work is the work. I mean, really, if we're thinking about work as spirit moving through us or work as the energy we bring to life and we want to bring that high vibe, then spiritual work is the work, right? Spiritual work is the work that we do. Attitude is everything. We are always attracting or repelling. Always. Always. I don't get a day off from that, and neither do you. So it reminded me why I do what I do and how I get to live this dream. Yeah, and I want you to live it too. I want you to live your truth. I want your life to be so full and brilliant and fabulous and wonderful. Yeah. I want you to be empowered by the work that we're doing here at CSLCC together. I want us to impact our community, our greater community, out these doors. Just a block away, there's people sleeping on the streets. It's people that don't have food. Right next to people that have everything. I want us to be involved in that because there's a responsibility. When we learn how to change our own lives, when we learn how to make our lives better, when we learn these spiritual tools and we heal and we grow and we change and we spiritually mature, we have a responsibility to help other people, don't we? I think we do. I feel like we do. So I want you to do that with me. I want you to do that with me. Ernest Holmes says, expectancy speeds progress. Expectancy speeds progress. Can I have a hell yeah or an amen? Expectancy speeds progress. He goes on in Creative Mind, in his book Creative Mind, and says, wake up, wake up, wake up. Your word is all powerful. Your consciousness is one of omnipotence. Your thought is infinite. Your destiny eternal. And your home is everlasting, heaven. Listen, I know I'm a difference maker. I know I'm a difference maker. Hector, we're trying to figure it out, but I think I met you probably in 1998-ish. It was somewhere around 26, 27 years ago. I was young too. Yeah. It was before, I know, we were so beautiful. It was before I met Bobby. I met you. And then I married, well, not before I met him, but before I married him, because you were at our wedding. And so I said to Hector, we worked together, and I said, oh, I got this really cool place. I want you to come see it. I want you to come experience. I think it's going to make a difference. And then he called he went, he loved it. And then he called his BFF, Mike Rosario, that you just heard from up here. And he brought Mike over to CPL. Now my real estate license is hung with that man. And I love him. I'm telling you, I know, I made a difference. I made a difference in their lives. I introduced them to this teaching. Who can you invite? Who can you invite? Whose life can you make a difference in? Being a difference maker and a way maker. Together we make the way. Together we do that. Like I said, once we know, we have a responsibility. So we make a way together. I want your ideas. I want to know your dreams and desires for your life and for this community. So there's over there on the table, there's a form called a survey. There's a box with a big slit in it. Fill that thing out. Have a cup of coffee afterwards and sit down and fill that out. And tell me what you think. What can we do in the community? What do you want to see here on Sunday mornings? What fires you up? What don't you like? I want to hear that too. Doesn't mean I'm going to stop doing it, but I want to know. I got to be real. I got to be real. But I want to know. I want to know. I want us to find a way together. I want us to be difference makers together. And then to be difference makers and way makers, we got to be risk takers. We got to be risk takers. I tell you what, over and over and over and over again during these 30 years, I had to step out, and it was scary, and it was overwhelming, especially as a single mom with 2 kids in debt, getting no child support. But life kept getting better and better and better, and so I kept showing up. I kept being persistent. Right. I'm going to paraphrase this. In the Science Mind textbook, we read, all our beautiful dreams, all our wishing and praying, that's the way it reads, all our beautiful dreams, all our wishing and praying won't reach any higher level than our belief and our action. Can't be just talk. It can't be just talk. So in this thing called you, Ernest Holmes so beautifully wrote, seek to make your work a prayer. Seek to make your work a prayer. You're believing an act. You're living an art. Don't you love that? Make your living an art. art form. Isn't that beautiful? It is then that the object of your faith will be made visible to you. It is then that the object of your faith will be made visible to you. It is then that you shall kiss the lips of your desire. God, isn't that beautiful? I'm going to read it one more time. Seek to make your work a prayer, your believing an act, your living an art. It is then that the object of your faith will be made visible in you. It is then that you shall kiss the lips of your desire. Our affirmation for this morning is the dream of God is awake and alive in me. Can you say that? The dream of God is awake and alive in me. The dream of God is awake and alive in me. Call God whatever you want, whatever you need to make it feel good. There's a dream in me. There's a dream in you. Let's help each other bring that out, shall we? Great. I love you. Namaste.
Wow, thank you, Theresa. Woo. Passion for this teaching right there. Matthew and I have another Eddie Watkins song to play. This is called Yes to Life, which you have done, Theresa. Said yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, 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 yes to life. I'm saying yes to life. The spirit of love within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of joy within me is expressing itself right now. What you gonna create today? The universe is ready to play. Spirit surely will lead the way if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes to life. The spirit of life within me is expressing itself right now. The spirit of light within me is expressing itself right now. Whatsoever you can conceive, if you believe it, you can achieve. Universe will always agree if you just say yes. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, yes to life. I'm saying yes, 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 yes to life.
Yes, 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 yes. I was looking at the floor over here to see if it was singed. Theresa was so on fire this morning. Woo! Woo! I think we got a new minister today. I think you had a rebirth, a new birth, a breaking out to a whole new level. And I noticed in the message that came out on Thursday that our annual membership drive has started again. It took me about 2.5 minutes to do that yesterday, so I encourage everybody to do it. If you're not a member, whether you're out there or in here, join up, because it just supports the whole level. The paperwork's over here on the side as well. And Reverend Theresa mentioned the money that comes in. Money comes in, I think, supports this growing. There's an energetic that keeps it going, the technology, all this stuff costs money. As you know, everything in your life costs money one way or another. So we bring that support in, we build it, we build this community. Come join us, show up once or twice a month, engage. I'm going to call you Reverend Diana from now on, I think. Or maybe just Reverend D. I got to say, since she showed up here, she's been immersed. She's been immersed in the message and the teaching, the class. I love it. I love watching it. I love you. And I know that's happened to all of us in one way or another. And I know it's happened to me. So join us, support us. Hector and Cindy, I think, have baskets that are coming around, and let's fill them up and support the growth of this powerful ministry. So just taking a moment to bless the gift and bless the giver, and know that all is good and all is God and all is growing right here and right now as we build this powerful ministry and this powerful community together. And so it is. Thank you.
Thank you, Rep G. Thank you, Rep G. Let's sing together. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on. I receive the gift of life and pass it on. I receive the gift of love and pass it on. I receive the gift of joy and pass it on. I receive all good and pass it on.
Thank you, Rev G. I forgot I made myself a note that I thought maybe we could sing Saying Yes in our offering. I forgot. So what? Next time maybe. That's what I want all of us to be, when we make a mistake or we forget something, can we be like, so what? And just move on? I'm getting pretty damn good at that. I like it. It's like, so what? Do it next time. I mean, unless I hurt somebody's feelings, and then it's a little more than so what, but, life's to be enjoyed. I just have a couple things. Rev G just told you memberships going on. Let me just quickly say why do I want to do membership. I said this last week, but there's a few new faces. So here's what it is to me. To me, membership is to entice you to engage. That's what it is. Because change your thinking, change your life doesn't happen 1 hour once a week. It requires engagement. So when you become a member, you have this energetic, ooh, I committed. But there's also benefits. You get 20% off of classes. That can add up if you're like Diana and you're engaged and you're going to take every class and become a practitioner and then probably a minister and, then 20% off of the classes helps. 10% off all the workshops, a free session with me once a year, like, dang, that's valuable, and a whole community that loves and supports you. like a whole community that says, this is my family. Oh, look, there's my cousin Hector, you know? Like, I mean, that's what it's about to me. And again, I want your opinion of things. So there's 2 forms over there. They were emailed to you, but they're also there if you don't want to do the whole figure out the email thing. Just fill it out and stick it in that box right there. And if you want to be anonymous on your survey, go ahead. I don't care. I just want to know. I just want to pulse. And I want to feel like I'm not doing it alone, and that's, you know, that membership is we're a community and we're committed to doing the work together. And I just love that feeling. And then the other part of it is on a global reason. It's because we get delegates based on how many members we have, so we get to vote with the, you know, like I said last week, who the new Grand Poobah is and that kind of stuff. And so, you know, there's technical reasons why we want to do it, or organizational reasons why we want to do it too. We got food back there. I see Rebecca bringing out, so don't forget that. Next week, Elaine comes back. She's going to share her voice and her fairy wisdom, and she's been off doing her summer tour, and so we're excited. And she's doing a workshop after the service. It's a fairly short one, but it's called Passion Test. So bring a sandwich or bring, you know, a pasta salad to share, whatever. We'll have potluck or eat before we have her seminar. And all that money's coming back. She's doing it as a gift, a fundraiser for us. So it's perfect because I just said perfect passion and persistence, right? So find out what your passions are. Hang out with Elaine for a few minutes. And that's it. Sign up for the newsletter. Make sure you're getting the stuff. If you want prayer support, let us know. We've got practitioners here this morning. We also have ministers. And we also have prayer forms over there, and you can email prayer@cslculturalcoast.org, and we're pretty good at it. So you want to take advantage of that opportunity too. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And thank all of you. I love you. Stick around for some goods. And what are you playing?
Right. Well, I watching this documentary about Al Green, and when he turned into the Reverend Al. And I always wondered, like, if he went crazy or something. We always assume people talk in the soul world like, oh, that guy, oh, he went to the church and all that, and it's like, oh, somehow he got softer or something. But if you watch it, it's in the 70s. He's just more illuminated, and what I found out was his songs are all gospel. They're all very spiritual songs. He just changed the words to sell, like, ooh, baby, baby words, and about girl instead of about spirit, about God. And you can see that he kind of laughs about it in the documentary, being like, well, they were really written for spirit more, but I couldn't do that. And he just felt uncomfortable. And finally, when he made the change, he couldn't even do it anymore. He was trying to be all sexy on stage, and he was just like, I can't do this. and he looks exactly the same, but now he's in this little church, and it sounds so good.
I bet you.
His music, but more with the spirit behind it.
Authentic.
And so this one's for all you people, beautiful people here. Thank you so much for Theresa and for everyone that's just trying to make people see eye to eye more in this world. There's so many people so quick to turn on each other, and even families now. And I'm just going, as a musician, I always get the best of you guys. I always get to see your best selves. And then I find out later on Facebook, some people are just terrible. I'm just like, oh no. And that's why I can't stand social media, but I'll just be flipping, making my events. Oh no. And then I think to myself though, but you know what? Give them a chance, because you liked that person at your show. They came up, you gave them something, they gave you something, you bonded. Don't just go, oh, they said that, I hate it. It's like this thing. Please listen, don't do that, because you could reach them, like Theresa, invite them to see something different, than just, I hate you. No, you said that, that's over, So this song is for this right here, and this is Al Green. I love it so much. He said it best. So we're not going to do any of that. I'm just going to come in right on this. I'm going to do this other kind of intro. All right. Just kind of start.
whatever you want to do is alright with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. I wanna spend some time with you. Since we've been together, baby, loving you forever is what I need. Let me be the one you can run into. I'll always be for you. Let's stay together, loving you forever. Well, the times are good, oh man, be yourself, yeah. Well, the times are good, oh man, be yourself, yeah. Why people break off, turn around and make up. Well, I just can't see. I never knew that to you. I'll always be so true. Oh, baby, yeah, let's stay together, loving you forever. And whether the times are good or bad, be yourself, baby. I wanna stay together, loving you forever. Well, whether the sounds are good or bad, be yourself, be a little vibe. Oh, baby, I wanna stay together, loving you well. When the times are good, oh bad, be yourself. When times are good, oh bad, be yourself. When times are good, oh bad, be yourself. Hey, hey. Let's stay together.